Are you ready? How's all your packing going?
I'm on my way.
On the 14th of February 2018, we packed up our lives in Australia for a laugh on our bikes. We flew one way to Ecuador, figuring that the equator was as good a place as any to start. I'd been planning a similar trip for some time, although a bicycle wasn't always in the picture. I happened to meet Rhi in Florence on a last-minute trip to Europe, only months before I planned to leave.
I said goodbye to them last night. Bawled my eyes out, and then bawled my eyes out again when we said goodbye to Adam's family.
We both wanted to see more of the world and not watch time simply slip on by. The timing of travelling to Europe, meeting this amazing guy with a huge dream, as well as big changes within my job, meant that it was perfect timing in a strange, synchronistic type of way. So I thought, why not? Within a matter of months of meeting in Italy, we both packed up our lives into a few boxes and we're off.
Well, they didn't open my one. They must have just opened yours and assumed mine was the same. Neither of us are cyclists, but after a lot of thought it all made sense. It opens up a world of opportunity when it comes to wilderness and going your own way. It brings self-sufficiency, cuts transport and accommodation costs when you bring your tent, and most importantly, it leaves the carbon in the newspaper. Are you filming? Yes.
I tend to close my eyes and let the wind take me there.
How was that? Is that good?
Yeah, we're going to be pushing so much.
Neither of us can go anywhere without leaving something behind, so it was no surprise we left the map on the coffee table in Australia.
Randomly, we happened to pick one up though at a militarist geography institute in Quito for only $1. Navigation sorted.
Got it?
Yes. We got ripped off for a lift to the bus terminal. Before we knew it, we were well on our way to Otavalo. Back in Australia, we had no idea where we wanted to start, and planned to decide once we got here. Not liking the full-on feeling of Quito, and Otavalo having heaps of schools to choose from, we had our winner.
Hola.
¿Qué cocinas? ¿Qué cocinas?
¿Qué cocinas?
¿Qué cocinas? What are you cooking?
We found a great spot with a lovely Quichua family just outside of town, which was the perfect little place to base ourselves while we studied Spanish for 3 weeks. Our weekdays revolved around school, shopping and eating, which left the weekends free for exploring Otavalo and the surrounding national parks.
Oh, and it's God I see in headlights kneeling down on frozen highways and salvation and white knuckles on a wheel. And the deer is in the audience by the border of the darkness where forgiveness grows and slowly winds away. Well, there's a question somewhere asked with all the answers inside, but I'll never find the kid before she's gone. Well, the day is never done, but there's a light and we sleep, and so I hope somewhere the troubles will be gone. But now the ghost is in my jacket, and my stairs were built in anger, winding forcefully but end up where I stand. But there are no
Doing our best to squeeze in a little bit of riding to try and acclimatise, as well as a few hikes on the side, we were slowly starting to come to terms with what it was that we had signed up for. It was going to be no easy feat, especially for a couple of newbies like us. Feeling totally unfit, both mentally and physically, it was soon time to leave and learn what it was like to live off a bicycle.
So I hope somewhere the troubles will be gone. Oh, darling, when it's you I see in headlights driving down the golden highway, and salvation in the beauty of some race. And the deer is gone without me to the valley of surrender. There is still another world along its tracks. And there's that sign up to the hill to see the far of the land, where the sign will say there's still a higher one.
The first day was a solid uphill climb, and it seemed that every wet and slippery cobblestone was out there to defeat us. It was tough. As the day came to an end, I could barely feel my legs. Holding back the tears, we reached our first campsite. Cold, exhausted, hungry. But as the pasta warmed our bellies and the grass cushioned our sore butts, all the feelings of doubt faded away to the panoramic views of the Andean highlands.
If the first day is any reflection on what the future has in hold, we're in for one hell of a ride. We had been thinking about this kind of journey for so long, it had consumed so much of our thoughts. We could now feel those dreams in the form of burning lactic acid in our thighs and a lack of oxygen within our lungs. It felt great, we felt alive. And so the adventure begins.